In a quiet mountain village, nestled between towering peaks and endless fields of green, lived a boy named Jiro. From a young age, Jiro was fascinated by the mysteries of life. He longed to understand the secrets of the universe, to find wisdom beyond the ordinary. One evening, as he sat by the river listening to the whispers of the wind, he overheard travelers speaking of a revered sage, Master Hiro, who dwelled deep in the misty mountains. They claimed he held the key to enlightenment. Excitement sparked in Jiro's heart. This is it, he thought. I must seek him out. At sunrise, Jiro set off on his journey. He climbed rugged trails, crossed icy streams, and braved howling winds. When he finally arrived at the sage's humble hut, his heart pounded with anticipation. He bowed deeply and asked, "Master Hiro, how long must I study before I find enlightenment?" The old sage, seated by a small fire, stirred his tea and replied, 10 years. Jiro's brow furrowed. He had expected a long journey, but 10 years seemed endless. Determined, he straightened his posture and declared, "Master, what if I dedicate myself completely? What if I practice day and night without rest? How long then?" The sage smiled, the corners of his eyes crinkling. "In that case, 20 years. Jiro blinked in disbelief. "How can that be? If I work twice as hard, shouldn't I reach enlightenment sooner?" Master Hiro took a slow sip of his tea before responding, "If you run too fast in the dark, you are more likely to trip." Still unsatisfied, Jiro pressed on. "Then what if I surrender everything, my comforts, my desires, if I give every breath to this path? How soon will I reach my goal?" The master placed his cup down gently and said, 30 years. Frustration bubbled inside Jiro. He clenched his fists. "Master, this makes no sense. The harder I try, the longer it takes. Why?" The sage chuckled softly. He stood and led Jiro outside, where a narrow bridge stretched over a flowing river. "Tell me, Jiro, if you wish to cross this bridge safely, where will you look?" Jiro hesitated before answering, "At my steps, of course." The master nodded. "And if you stare only at the other side, fixating on reaching the end as quickly as possible, what happens?" Jiro exhaled, realization dawning upon him. "I might lose my footing, and fall." Master Hiro's gaze was warm yet steady. "Enlightenment is not a destination, Jiro. It is the way you walk. If your mind is always fixed on the future, you will miss the beauty of the present. If you rush blindly toward the goal, you will stumble. True wisdom comes not from reaching the end but from embracing every step of the journey." Jiro stood in silence, absorbing the lesson. He looked around, the towering mountains, the crisp morning air, the soft rustling of leaves in the wind. For the first time, he truly saw it all. And in that moment, his journey truly began.